Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for July 19th through the 25th. It is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, guys, definitely check out your other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone that watches it. So I'm going to get into your current energy, the near future, and then what Spirit wants you to focus on. After we clarify that, I'll clear that spread, get into your person, whoever's on your mind, their energy, your energy, the possible outcome, romance angels, and some oracle cards as well. So I just want to welcome everybody back that has been with me before. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I love you. Thank you for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. And if you're new here, I hope you'll stay. So I also do personal readings, so if you'd like one of those, the information is in the description box below. All right, guys, let's get into your energy and see what's going on for you. This is for Gemini. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles upright, Justice in reverse, Five of Wands in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Sun card. Now, in what Spirit wants you to focus on, the Four of Wands, the Knight of Swords in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. All right, so your overall energy, oh, this is awesome. Your overall energy is the Ten of Pentacles. This actually feels really good. It feels like there's been a lot of release of energy, and it could be that that's what you're still going through. So last week, this week, the next couple of weeks, it could just be about releasing. The Ten of Pentacles is seeing things clearly, seeing that things can come together. It's unexpected money sometimes for some people, depending on the read. This is also just feeling content where you are. So if there are some things that have been going on that you were feeling a little uneasy about, this is kind of that hope message. It's saying, this is what you have. This is what's available to you. You know you can strive to get through whatever difficult times you're having and get to this place if you're not already there. All right, so what we have in your current energy is the Seven of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, and then the Justice in reverse. So what that tells me is where you've had patience for people in the past, where things did not balance out. Justice in reverse tells me there were many relationships in your life, not just one, probably quite a few. And it feels like you've released those and you've been really patient as this process has continued. So on your spiritual path, if you're watching these videos and you're not quite at the place where you're really doing a lot of spiritual work necessarily, then this just means that you're probably getting the message, oh, people that do these types of things to you are now leaving your life, and maybe you'd like to understand why. So it definitely feels like there were people in your past that either lied, cheated, stole from you, just not good things. And you here in the center is like, but I've been so patient. I wanted to see things grow. This could specifically be in a relationship, and you just didn't feel like you were getting justice in the situation. You could have had a really nasty ex. I mean, most of us have had at least one, right? So we will clarify that and see what else we get. Now, in the near future, the Five of Wands in reverse with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Sun card. So again, this is very much about you releasing energies of people that are dramatic or difficult or have done some really, crappy things, and you're just not willing to put up with it anymore. So this is what I call creating healthy boundaries, not barriers, but boundaries. I do feel an energy around you guys that was immature, probably not very good with their money, or I just heard threw their money around, so acted like they had a lot to offer and actually didn't. So whether it's financial or not doesn't matter. It's just about that they seem to offer a lot more than they actually had. So moving beyond those energies is putting you in a place where you're finally seeing the light. And this is happiness, complete happiness. Having the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun card in your reading is amazing. And then right after that, sometimes we'll pull from the deck, the Ace of Swords, which means you're moving towards, you know now what makes you happy and what fulfills you, what you want in a partnership. If you're in one currently, this is really getting off to a good start if you just recently met someone. Now, if this is somebody from your past that's trying to come back in, I feel like you're guarded because of this. Now, we talk about this a lot, and I say it often, so I'll say for the newbies, I don't tell people to wait around for someone. If the energy shows up and you're sick of hearing about the ex, it's because of their energy. It has nothing to do with anything you're doing. If you don't want them back, that's fine. I totally understand. But their energy can show up around you. And there are a lot of people who are interested in what's going on with someone that they still care about. So I like to let everybody know that that's what's going on if you haven't been with me before. So this is a brand new start. Something feels very clear. You're getting great clarity around the things that are going to make you happy. You could be pushing really hard at work right now and it's paying off. Good things. It just feels really good. So next week could be a pivotal moment. So if you've been working towards something at your job, let's say, and you've wanted to maybe apply for a promotion, but that doesn't have to always be the case. It could just be that you're working really hard, it's getting recognized, and it makes you feel good. So releasing some of these toxic energies has helped you move forward. We're all in a process of releasing over periods of time. It doesn't happen all at once. It just doesn't. So this is a great new beginning. It's clarity around what you want. This crown here for me is about a true partnership. So the king and queen. This is having the clarity around knowing what you want in that kind of a relationship. After you've gone through some disappointments, some heartbreaks, betrayals, things like that. It's a very clear message. Now, I do see your energy as being happy, wanting to go out, spend some time with your friends. Definitely do that. Now, this is also talking about partnership for me with a work situation. So if you've just recently closed a deal, this is that celebration. If you haven't closed it yet, it's coming for next week. That could just be for a few of you. All right, so we will clarify these cards as well. Let's get into what Spirit wants you to focus on. The Four of Wands is all about partnership, home, comfort, security, things like that. So the Four of Wands says that you need to focus on what you want in a long-term relationship, because that to me is what the Four of Wands is. It's about marriage, commitment, settling down, being stable, all of those things. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, if there's something that you have not heard, in other words, if you were waiting for somebody, again, not saying that you are, they're not in a position right now to settle down. So they're not speaking up about it. If you're looking for clarity, I don't feel like it's going to come this week. They're pushing you to walk away from the situation. So if you're in a place where you're not getting what you feel like you need, this is just accepting things for what they are, knowing that you've come to a different place in your life. So you know what's going to make you happy, you know what you want as far as a relationship is concerned, and the kind of stability that you want to create in your life, and to walk away from anybody that's not going to give you the clarity that you deserve. Okay? So let's go on to clarify the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles in the upright. Okay, this is for Gemini. So we have the Lovers in reverse, which makes perfect sense. So that's a release of a partner that definitely either cheated, lied, stole, did something. The Wheel of Fortune, and you're closing this cycle out. There's a part of the energy that is still around you, but things are shifting and changing. And if it's not happening just into next week, it could be the next couple of weeks where you're finally starting to release this. Now, on the bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles, because this was not in balance. There wasn't a fair give and take, is what it feels like. That's pretty obvious from the fact that that person probably was not upfront or clear. They definitely weren't clear about their intentions, is what it feels like. So, being as though the Lovers is in reverse in the Wheel of Fortune, you could be frustrated, feeling like you've repeated the same cycle with the same types of people. And in this case, it's coming to a close, but it feels like it ends with this last situation that you've dealt with. All right, so let's get clarification for the Five of Wands and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we have the World card in reverse. Again, this is very much about cycles. And then we have the Six of Cups. So in order to find your balance, this has got to close out for you. The Seven of Wands is very much about standing up for yourself. So if you feel like you have people coming at you from a bunch of different directions, you could be feeling like you've got to put this barrier around yourself next week. It doesn't feel like it's a lot of attacking energy. You could just be standing up saying, you know, I feel really good about where I stood up for myself in the past. So a little bit of reflection about where you've made choices to release people, things, circumstances that have been difficult, that didn't feel good anymore. So something feels like it just showed itself to you and you had to make like a clear-cut decision about, this is done, I can't take it anymore. So this is a great energy to be in because you're standing up for yourself. Now the World in reverse with the Six of Cups, not repeating that cycle where you don't have equal give and take. You deserve to have somebody who gives back to you the same way that you give into a relationship. Now, this is in the near future, so it's still kind of closing out. If you're feeling that energy and you're getting frustrated, I totally understand. It will happen. As soon as we recognize it consciously, that those are the types of relationships we've been experiencing, we want to stop the pattern. So we typically get into our spiritual awakening. We start doing things that help release negative energies, and we want to attract more because we realize we came here to experience those particular things, and now we're ready to have a different experience. Okay, so let's clarify the Four of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So there's a couple different messages for this. This could have been a marriage because I do feel as though there's focus around someone who was in a very committed relationship. So if you're expecting to hear from that person, I'm just saying next week, I'm not feeling that. So I don't think you're going to hear from them. I think this person is trying to clear up their own thoughts. It's best to just close this chapter of your life and walk away. Easier said than done. If you've been going through the BS, it feels like the weight of the world on your shoulders, and it's extremely painful. So in this case, they're saying, please just focus on you and what's going to create that in your life. And try not to hold too tightly on to whether this person's going to come forward or not. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then the energy comes right at you. Page of Swords. All right. And then the Judgment card. So for those of you that are getting out of a marriage or a long-term relationship, this person's not going to bring in clarity. They may come in and say that things are more stable now, or that they're more stable than they had claimed, that you may not have believed. If you're in a marriage, you know what's going on with your person. There's just not going to be a clear, concise, definite message that's going to make you feel like, okay, that makes it easier for me to move on. It could be that Spirit wants you to focus on trying to work this out with that person if you're up for it. Now, their energy still wants to make an effort. But again, like I said, it may not be as clear of a message as you would hope for. Now, the Page of Swords is about a new beginning. Now, the Knight of Swords in reverse could be that their energy is low and they come back with the young page, not a knight type of energy, and say, okay, let's start small. But you may feel like, I'm not 100% sure. This could be a small amount of clarity, but not enough to make you want to jump right back in. If you are single and this is an ex from the past, that person has become more stable and they want to start fresh and they are going to bring clarity in. But in the marriage, I feel like that person doesn't have clarity, or if it was or if you're in or dealing with a long-term relationship. So this would be for those of you, again, that could be dealing with somebody from the past that you're wondering what's going on. That person's energy feels like it wants to move towards you and explain to you why they were in the position that they were in before, and now they've become more stable. Now, Judgment is on the bottom of the deck, which means there's going to be a decision that has to be made. Is it going to be exactly next week? Not necessarily. The energies can flow. We all know that. And it could be up to the next couple of weeks before you hear something. But you're going to have to make a decision around this. The Emperor card is very much about being in control. This could be that your spirituality is heightening and you feel like you want to focus more on that. And then the Page of Wands comes in, and this is feeling really passionate about starting new. So again, I feel like you've closed out or are closing out a lot of cycles, and something new is happening for you. It feels like it's your time for Geminis. So this is a great energy. And then the Star card comes in, which is all about wish fulfillment and a lot of healing. So it's a combination of both things. As you heal, then the things that you truly want in your life do start to come true. You'll start seeing them moving towards you, because this is setting intentions and having the patience to wait for it to come in and show up in your life. And I think you've been doing that. You seem like you're focused mostly on being happy, your pentacles, and finding your way through this process. So that's going to be the universe coming in, and it's kind of like a reward, right? It's a reward for the hard work that you've done, which means you get healing and some of your wish fulfillments. All right, so now we're going to clear this, and we'll get into whoever's on your mind. It doesn't have to be the person that we spoke about here. It could be somebody different, but just think about them for a second as I clear these, and we will pull the cards. All right, so this is for Gemini. It might be a little loud with this microphone. Sorry. All right, so this is for Gemini, their person. All right, so the energy of your person right now is the Moon in reverse. We'll talk about it in a second. I feel like there's somebody that's holding back a tremendous amount. It's like there may have been secrets, and I don't think they want to admit to what exactly had happened. They certainly seem to be wanting to hold. I'm going to tell you in just a second. So the Fool in reverse. This person doesn't want to look like a fool, but I'm going to tell you that there's a part of their energy that feels like one. It's almost as if they're purposely holding back because they don't want to give you clarity. So if you've been reaching out, which, listen, some of us do, some of us don't. Most of us want to back away and say, you know what, if they're not going to come towards me, fine. But this person feels like someone who does it on purpose. So if you're dealing with somebody in a marriage situation, this person feels very manipulative. Like they hold back giving you clarity. They hold back their love. They hold back money. And they keep things very secretive. So that's the sense from this particular energy that I'm picking up on. Now, it could be a little bit different for those of you. Actually, no. I'm going to say that it's not different for those of you that are single or in a relationship. If you don't recognize this behavior, this energy is telling you that this is the type of personality you're dealing with. The Hangman in reverse for you, and the Ten of Wands, which is beautiful. The Six of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Wands. So this is telling me that you're coming out of a place of feeling stuck. You're not carrying the burdens, like I said earlier, in the situation. You're not doing it. The Six of Pentacles, still, there feels like a little bit of balancing that needs to be had. In this relationship, I think you felt like it wasn't. So this very well could be the person in the main reading. And then the Knight of Wands just tells me that you're withdrawing your energy. In other words, you're not going to open up and give as freely, intimately, like I've talked about. And I don't mean in a sexual way. I'm talking about you're not going to connect and open up and give too much away. So if this person does try to come back, I think you're going to be pretty guarded. All right. So let's get the romance angels, and then we'll get a possible outcome for you. This is for Gemini. We have this could be the one. Express your love, attraction, and very soon. Okay. And then we have wedding. So like I said, this could involve a marriage. Now, all of these things could be very true about this situation. It could just be that this person right now is not in a place where they're ready to open up and completely tell the truth, even though you know that this is a great relationship, or it could be. It just feels like there's a part of their energy that is not in the right place to do this right now. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And then we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Some of you may want to move towards your person, and that's okay. Hopefully, if you want that and they're open to it, they'll be responsive. Attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, and then very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I think that's the most important card out of the four that we got. You have to be very clear about what you want. So focus directly on it. If you want brand new and you're single and you don't want somebody from the past, be very clear about that. But clear their energy, because if you're still holding on to the idea that that person is still a maybe, it's going to be difficult for the universe to really bring in what's meant for you. It's never going to miss you, never going to miss you. But at the time, you know, you may need a little longer to get over whatever has happened and then be ready to open up for the new, because you don't want to go into something new feeling still stuck on somebody else. All right, let's get the possible outcome for this particular situation. So we have the Two of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Lovers, and the Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, like I said, it would take a lot of clarity in the conversation. So somebody's going to have to spill the beans and tell the truth, because right now I don't think you can see the future in the situation. Maybe both of you are a little confused about how to move forward. The Ace of Pentacles says maybe not, but with the Lovers here, I think there's just a mutual, that's your card. So you could be dealing with, let's get into the signs that you could be dealing with. We have Pisces, Gemini, Aries, Sag, Leo, a lot of, I feel a lot of air energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we've got some Capricorn energy. So in this case, I'd say it's very much still on both of your minds, but there's something that's still creating a lot of instability. So it's going to be up to you, because the option is there. Maybe the two of you have tried and it just hasn't seemed to come together. But in this case, I'd say, depending on who wants to talk first, somebody's going to have to speak up about what's already occurred, because there's just too much imbalance right now. All right. So let's get the Lover's Oracle and see what else we have for Gemini. This is for Gemini. All right. This is for Gemini. Okay. There, we're going to stop there. So this one flipped out. It says, soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. Okay. And then this was the next card I felt. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. That's intense. And that is so perfect for this reading. All right, guys. The last thing we're going to do is get into the wisdom of the Oracle for messages from Spirit. Okay, this is for Gemini. So there's some balancing of the yin and yang energy, masculine and feminine energies, and then we have no place like home. This to me also talks about the possibility that you could be needing to move home. They just said August, so some of you might feel like you've got to close this cycle out and move in August, or your lease is up right around August. I do feel some of you moving right at the beginning of September. And then for others of you, they just said October. So there might be a purchase of a house for some of you, and that is going to be sometime in October, just for a couple of you. This is really beautiful energy. It's no place like home. So something feels better in your home circumstances, like where you're going to or what you've just purchased. It's finding balance within that place, and this feels like you're going to find that if you're moving. All right. Now we have the yin and yang energy. This is all about balancing your masculine and feminine. So there's a lot of push from Spirit, especially in the next week or so, to try to balance that out. Go the distance. I feel like this is very much about a work situation that you might be focused on. So keep going, because there's going to be some beautiful energy that comes out of that hard work. The 47 reduces to an 11. This could also be talking about having faith in the fact that a relationship can go the distance. You will meet a soulmate if you haven't already. And if you're closing out a cycle with the person that you thought was, that there are still other people out there that you will meet that could go the distance. All right, and then we have Unfinished Symphony. So this is about the new beginning. If this is a relationship that you want to rekindle, I didn't see, the ex coming back card from the Romance Angels, but that doesn't mean that this can't be revisited if you're open to it. So Unfinished Symphony could be having a conversation or really talking things out and deciding to make new changes, renew things, make changes that are going to make this relationship work. It's going to take work in this, is what I feel like. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And please do let me know, because I don't know what the volume's going to sound like, and I'm afraid to talk too loud because I don't want to burst your eardrums. Let me know if you could hear this video, if you happen to stay to the end. And I just want to say thank you again for all of your likes, shares, comments, subscribes, as well as all that have reached out for the private readings. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in next week's reading. Take care.